Welcome back to the Red Stool, and today we're talking about My Hero Academia, chapter 348, Unrequited Love. And picking up where we left off last week, where Toga, she shoots her shot, or she stabs her stab, if you will, with Deku, and she puts it all out there. She wants him to be her boyfriend. And when we get Deku's reaction to this, it's just priceless. It catches him completely off guard because, of course, in his head, he never really would have thought that a girl would like him. He's still probably mentally, he still probably sees himself as that same kid who was getting bullied by Kachan in middle school. He probably hasn't seen his own growth and development just because he's been focused on being a better hero so much. But it definitely catches him off guard. And I love how in the middle of this moment where you have Toga professing her love, Deku trying to process it, and Uraraka, she's just giving off so much quiet, awkward energy on the side while Deku explains what it means to be boyfriend and girlfriend to Toga. It's all just funny. It's like a weird, awkward, hilarious moment that we can have even though we're in the middle of this crazy battlefield with a Nomu hovering overhead, dropping down attacks, and it doesn't feel forced. It feels completely natural, and this is what all of these characters' natural reactions to it would be. But, we have to transition out of this, and, Deku, he's kind of the first one to really snap back into reality when he breaks out of that awkward, ramble about what it means to be boyfriend and girlfriend, going on dates, sharing crepes and stuff. And you have Toga, she's like, hey, I want to become you. That's us being together, is me becoming you. And Deku, he doesn't brush her off, but he tries to relate to her. He tries to relate it to his love of All Might and his want to be with All Might. But, of course he has to say it. He's like, hey, I would never hurt you and say it was because I love you. And basically that was it right there. It was the alienating answer that Toga has received from everybody throughout her entire life, from her family, friends, other kids who saw her. Her way of living is wrong. And we see that wall, it just goes straight back up. So she goes straight into her attack killer mode. She pulls the mask back up, and now it's no more gray area. Everyone's intentions are clear. It's hero versus villain on the battlefield that's going to decide the fate of hero society. And this is where I feel like they're going to have to start to get away from that can I save Toga strategy. Because we know going into this, one of their thoughts or potential end goals was, can we save them? Can we save and redeem these villains? But just off of the expressions and everything that Toga's been through in life, where it's basically been her against the world, I don't think they're going to be able to get through to her. She sees it as them versus her now. They're just like everyone else in her life that put her aside and told her that she was wrong. And just off of her being so uncompromising on her beliefs and what she wants to do and her way of living life. So she doesn't want to find her own niche in society where she can fit in with her weirdness. She wants to be herself completely and freely. In this conflict, there's just no room for either side to really compromise on their core beliefs. And I just also, the other part I liked about this fight was how we have Froppy. She jumps in and kind of opens up that window for Deku. He starts heading back to the main battlefield where he's supposed to be. And of course, Uraraka, she's like, hey, I got this. I'm the person that's fought her the most, so I have a decent enough feel on her style, which I also feel like she doesn't realize that her quirks that she has stored up, twice his quirk, and she even has a little bit more of Uraraka's blood. I feel like that's definitely going to throw some loops their way, and this entire altercation is about to get crazy, but it will be a great bookend on all of these characters, because one of our first interactions with Toga was her when she was attacking at the USJ. Now, we got an introduction to her at the bar, but where we really got to know Toga was during that attack at the training camp. And we really got to know who Toga was as a villain and just her personality during the training camp. And when she attacked, and of course, she had that interaction with Ochako and Froppy. So I like how their fight could end on this bookend. However, of course, I don't think Uraraka is going to be able to save her, and I'm glad Sue is there because someone has to be a realist in this situation and say, hey, there's no saving her, there's no talking to her, we have to take her down. And I feel like I can't also be the person like to see the similarity in their support gear. How Uraraka, she has like the little whips on her arms that she can connect to stuff that she makes float. And how, of course, Toga, she has the knives that are all connected to the wires that she whips around and throws. So I just like that similarity in their support gear. And maybe you just see that little bit of influence that they've had on each other. But if you want to ask me how I think the fight's going to turn out, I definitely feel like Uraraka and Sue, they're fighting a fight that's not really in their favor, just given the fact that Toga has twice his blood, so we don't know how many copies of herself or of any other villain she'll be able to make. Plus, there's still that Nomu there. Sure, Gang Orca, he's a capable hero, but they're definitely going to have to work for it here. I feel like they've stacked this fight against the heroes, just in my opinion. But of course, I definitely want to know what you're thinking. What are your thoughts on this chapter? And did Deku make the right move leaving them there? Is Toga wrong for wanting to live her life the way she does? Let me know in the comments.